coach. You don't need a coach. Yes, people, welcome to TOSTV. How is every single person doing out there? It is the final match day of the Premier League, and it was very exciting with a lot of people dropping from 4th to 3rd to 5th. It was like a Royal Rumble. Even the 7th and 6th position was up for grabs. Unfortunately, Arsenal did not make Europe for the first time. Pepe scores a double in the final showdown. Gareth Bale denies Arsenal from qualifying for the Europa Conference League. We don't know if that was a chance missed for Arsenal, or it was a blessing in disguise for the Arsenal faithfuls. I don't know what you guys think. Partey today got his shooting boots on. For the first time, I would say he's getting most of his shots on target, and he hits the crossbar. So did Gabriel. Gabriel hits the crossbar today. So the game ended 2-0 in favor of Arsenal Football Club. The regular ritual, the link is open if you want to contribute to this post-match analysis for the game between Arsenal and Brighton. But listen, at the end of the day, Arsenal is out of Europe for the first time in 25 years. We were still hoping we're going to be able to get into the Conference League. But then again, a lot of people are going to be wondering, is the Conference League a distraction? Is it one of them competitions that Arsenal would like to be in? Were you angry that Arsenal missed out on the opportunity to get into the Conference League? Were you happy that they didn't get in there? Most people see it as a waste of time. We will never really know. But at the end of the day, this is a post-match analysis. And as usual, we're going to be dissecting the game as a whole and looking at the players' performances. If you want to come in, the link is right in the descriptions for you to come into the studio. And it's also there pinned up in the live chats as well. If it is not working, please let me know on the chats and I can do something about that. Listen, I thought today the game really, the only thing at stake, like I said, was the Europa Conference League. I don't know how many people were feeling it. I don't know how many people were looking at that as a big prize, really. But at the end of the day, I felt many Arsenal fans wanted to get something above their arch rivals, which is Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously, everyone is kind of always trying to have that bragging rights. If you're an Arsenal fan, you want to have that bragging rights above Tottenham. But listen, for how many seasons running now? I think, is it 4 seasons now or 5 seasons? I think 4 seasons now. Tottenham has had one above us, and it's quite infuriating for any Arsenal fan. Listen, the only thing we're fighting for was the Conference League or the bragging rights, and I think we've lost both of them now. So it's a frustrating season, there is no doubt about it. But then again, Arsenal finished 8th. That is no different from where Arsenal finished last season. It is what it is at the end of the day. I've got Mossy Boy in the waiting room. Like I said, if you want to join in, please click the links in the description. And if I get too many people for me to handle, my brain is not as powerful as most. I can't handle every single person. But if it gets to a point where it's too much to handle, I would have to, manage the number of people and the amount of time you're going to spend in the stream. But regardless, I've got Mossy Boy. Let's see what Mossy Boy has to say about the game, people. Hello, Mossy Boy. How you doing?
Yes. It's your Mossy Boy again. How are you doing? It looks like you haven't slept. Your voice looks like you've been shouting or something.
Yeah, actually, I was shouting during the game because I watched the game with my friends. One of them was a Chelsea fan. He was watching it on the television while I was watching it on my laptop, or on his laptop rather. And it was a case of I was looking at my fantasy because obviously Martinez was playing. I had Martinez in my goal, as my goalkeeper in fantasy. He was a Chelsea fan, so I wanted Martinez to keep a clean sheet. He wanted, Chelsea to win. So we were actually arguing and having a go. Oh no, shut up! No, it was quite interesting. It was a wonderful end to the season because as soon as that happened, as soon as Tottenham conceded a goal, his reaction was priceless because obviously it was between Leicester and Chelsea. So it was an interesting final day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's an interesting final. The first thing I want to address, first of all, is I can see your title that says Pepe does the double, but Gareth Bale spoiled the party. First of all, I'm not going to agree with that because it's not Gareth Bale that spoiled Arsenal party. I think we have the whole season. It's not Gareth Bale. I would say it's not Gareth Bale that spoiled our party. We should have been. We should Aston Villa shouldn't have been doing a double on us. Wolves shouldn't have been doing a double on us. West Ham, we should be beating them at the Emirates. All those games that we should be winning spoil our party, not Gareth Bale. That is that. That's what I want to say on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, like I always say, every Arsenal game, it doesn't look interesting to me. We might be winning, but there is no fight in those players as well. And one thing I want to say, and I've been saying this every
Are you
time I
saying there
come,
was no fights in today's game, or there was no?
but
Is that
I
what you're
think
saying?
maybe probably those players are actually playing for the fans today. They really wants to
So
win that
wait,
game
wait, wait, wait a
for the
minute, wait a
fans.
minute. You're
Yeah.
saying that there was no fight today from the players. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, listen, but come on.
I don't know
We
because
should we should be we
you
should
started
be.
you
How
started this
could I?
conversation.
Yeah,
I'm only listen. Anything I retort. Let me just say
yeah,
this, yeah,
yeah,
Mossy boy.
yeah.
So it doesn't look like I'm always speaking on things you say, right? Anything you say is
Yeah,
going to be used against you in the
yeah.
court of law.
Okay,
So
yeah,
anything you say,
yeah,
I'm always gonna ask a
yeah,
question regarding what you
yeah,
say. So you
yeah.
said
That's
that, and
true.
I'm asking you
Yeah,
if
but
there was no fight.
I still believe there's more fire in the belly of those players, because to me we won 2-0, agreed, but I think the Arsenal build up play is so slow these days. Our going forward,
Can we talk
let's
about
say
this game?
this game, yeah.
We're talking about this game.
I'm talking about this game. I still believe they should kind of, how could you take Arsenal, like, I said Brighton defended well. How could you take them like about 50 or 60 odd minutes before we can get a goal? Because
Are you freaking kidding me right now, Mossy boy?
come on, man, Tadek, come on.
Are you,
It's
are you,
Arsenal Football Club.
sometimes I'm amazed.
We
Sometimes
should put Brighton to the sword right
no,
from the
listen.
first half.
So, sometimes I'm amazed at your expectations, really. So
I'm
you
expecting big from a
wait a
club.
minute,
No, I'm not.
wait a minute. We win 2-0, and I'm not
Mhm.
look. I'm talking about this game now. Before
This
people
game,
think I'm
yeah,
talking about the whole season, I'm talking about this game, and with the way they played this game, you're still complaining about this
yeah,
game. Forget
mhm,
about the other games. I know the whole season has been
yeah.
poor.
Hmm.
I don't know what more you really want from this. Today,
No,
Party
no,
was
like I
hitting.
said, don't
Today,
get me
Party was
wrong.
hitting his shot on target, which has been
Yeah,
awful. He had so many
I
chances.
said we won
So I
two
don't.
nil. No, no, Tade, you don't listen to me yet. I said
I
we
do.
won
I
two
do.
nil,
On the
but
contrary, I do listen to you.
our build up play is still a little bit slow. That is what I'm saying. We should be more ruthless. We should be scoring more than two today. Look at all our chances. We should be scoring more than two goals today,
Are
and
you
you
talking
know
about the
that.
build up? Are you talking about the final third? Because the build up play is different from the final third. This is why I'm getting confused now. When you're talking about build up, or you're talking about
Our final third, our build up is just that sometimes that we're in their half, we're in the final third. We just go all the way back. We don't need that. We just need to be ruthless and just put Brighton to the sword. But I would take the 2-0. 2-0, we won. That's perfect. And one thing I do want to say is, and I've been saying it since every time we do a show. Now people's eyes are going to open, because last season, because Atata won the FA Cup, people don't see the position that we finished. Now people are talking that we finished eighth. They didn't say that last time because we won the FA Cup, but now they can see, because to me there is no progress, and they're telling us to trust the process. There's no progression. Or is there any progression?
we are in the same position that we
We're in
ended
the
last
same
season.
position where we are last season.
Mm,
For me, that's not progression for me, and we
mm.
don't win nothing. At least, let's say, I would say our last season is even better than this season, because we won a FA Cup last season and we won Community Shield.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah, hopefully something good happened in the
But
summer.
I mean, everything you're saying right now, yeah,
Mhm.
is no different from what we already talked about.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we
yeah,
want to talk about this game.
yeah.
And it's
We want to
almost like
talk.
you came with it's almost like you came with a negative vibe in this game, because it's almost like you're thinking Brighton this season, it's not a piecemeal for anybody, any team this season. It's been tough. Any team that played this season, it's been
Yeah,
really, really tough. And it's almost like you think you just go in there and just whitewash Brighton because of the name
yeah,
Brighton. They've
yeah.
drawn
But
with Chelsea this season. They've drawn with
mhm,
Everton this season.
mhm,
They've drawn with Aston Villa this season. Even Leicester
mhm.
found it difficult to beat them. I think Leicester only won them 2-1. And it's almost like you think because the name Arsenal, the name Brighton, it's almost like you think Brighton is an easy team And this is why I keep saying that your expectation of Arsenal, with all due respect, I think your expectation is a bit too much.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Especially with the kind of players we have.
if you want a very good season for your team, if you set your expectation high, at least if you don't meet that expectation, let's say for example now we set an expectation for Atata that this season you have to, no question asked. The club know that they wants to finish. I'm just using as an example. The club knows that they wants to finish fourth. They go back to Ateta. They said, "Okay, we set you an expectation. The lowest we want you to finish in the league is third or is second. Let's say." He knows that if they set him that expectation, however, if you finish fourth, we can take that. We can take that, but they're not going to tell him that we. You understand what I'm trying to say here? They gave him a big target to go and achieve. However, he finished fourth, but club are happy because they're in the Champions League. So that's what I'm saying. That if you set your expectation high and you tell the player that this is where no question asked, no negotiable, this is where the club wants me to finish, and the players knows that as well, then the same thing happen in life. If you're chasing something, you set your expectation high. If you don't achieve that, at least you'll be kind of getting to the reaching stage. You know that when you go again, then you're going to achieve that. So that is me looking. That is the way I look at Arsenal, and that is the way I look at everything I do in life. You know. Yeah.
Fair point. All right, let's just pick a few comments here from Randy Viper. And we're gonna get women got to hear his thoughts. Randy Viper, Pepe player of the season with little game time he had. He's done more than any other player this season.
That's a bit tough one though. I'm comparing him with Saka. It's only now.
Don't go there. Don't go there because Randy Viper has something to say about Saka. Don't go there. Don't go there. Randy Viper is saying more than your idol, Saka. You know he doesn't like Saka.
I know he doesn't like Saka.
Doesn't like Saka for whatever reason, and
I'm not sure.
Let me just finish this statement quickly.
Yeah.
We start remove the age out of it. Stats bucket. Pepe has been consistently dangerous, involved in goals, 14 or 16 goals this season. Arteta screwed Pepe. Can I just say something here before you say anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, I feel we football fans, the only thing that matters to us is stats padding. Yeah. And this is where I tend to argue with a lot of people because I think we are basing a lot of things on stats. Stats are very good, they're important, right?
Well, stats can
however, I feel in terms of influence within a game, people seem to not give credit to people that carry the team in other departments. Assist and goals is not everything in football. It is everything to the results. But there are people that do a lot of the work within the team that really, really, really adds much more value at the end of the day that leads to those goals and assists by the people that give to them. If I'm going to look at Saka this season and I'm going to look at Pepe overall this season, personally, I feel in terms of influence within the game, Saka stepped up in more occasions, in my opinion, than Pepe. Not for his goal scoring. You and I have criticized Saka for his goal scoring, that he needs to improve. We understand that. We get that. But every single other department, this guy has played in different positions. Do you think Pepe will be able to play in all the positions that Saka has played this season? I don't think so. And this is where me and Randy Viper do not agree on certain things. I don't know.
I agree with you, Tade, because this guy has been since Maitland-Niles left. This guy has been like a utility player for us. He has played left back. He has played right back. He has played in number 10 role. He has played left wing, right wing. He is kind of sometimes the only place that I would say maybe probably is play up front for us is at some point. But Pepe cannot do all that. Pepe can only play two positions, either left wing or right wing. You understand what I mean? So, but that's why I'm saying that I kind of my voting will be leaning towards Saka than Pepe this season, player of the season.
Yeah. Randy Viper, we've got you in. I'm sorry, I just heard Randy Viper.
Randy!
When we got the Viper.
Yeah, you got
How you doing, man?
I'm
What's
good.
your take on the game?
Good, guys.
You just wake up or something.
No, I don't know. Like I've been up for like hours, right? But my
Yeah,
eyes,
okay.
maybe I need to go back to bed after this.
After this, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, what 5 wins in a row when it means nothing,
Nothing.
right?
Yeah.
Conference league or not, it still means nothing, right? And the reason why a lot of this talk about Pepe is now coming up is because people are saying if maybe he had gotten more opportunities,
Mm.
maybe he would have had this sort of like goal scoring influence
Mhm.
earlier in the season, and we won't be in eighth place. It's a maybe. It's not like we know for
Mm.
sure because he
Mm.
did play some games and he didn't have a lot of influence. But we're saying maybe. Maybe if we hadn't given Willian as many chances over Pepe earlier in the season, maybe we wouldn't have finished ninth. But altogether, if we're focusing on this game was a good game, right? We won 2-0. We controlled the game for most part of it. And I really like I see the argument you guys are having about Saka and Pepe, and I think Saka is our player of the season. I fully agree with that. Not just because of
Be careful, Randy Viper is gonna come for you.
I mean, like Randy Viper is entitled to his own opinion as well. But I do think Saka is our player of the season. Like Mossy Boy said, all the positions that Saka can play and has played for us this season. And also because when we went through our roughest patch, he was one of the only players who
It's carrying
literally
us. Yeah.
carried the team
Stepped up.
on his
Yeah, yeah,
back,
yeah.
even when players like Pepe weren't stepping up as such. So this game was a good game. Like I think Pepe is I'm one of those people who have a bias for Pepe. I really like Pepe. I think that, and while it might be stat padding, right? That is correct when he says there's so many players who contribute
Mm.
to the performance of a team. But one of the things that someone will say, so I've heard some arguments that one of the things that Brighton, for example, have lacked this season is a finisher. Because sometimes they play really good football, but like they don't have that man up front.
Mope was injured for most of the season. Or
Exactly.
not most, but a large chunk, and
A
he's
good
been the
part of
one
the
that
season, so they didn't have that man up front who
Yeah,
converts
but even
chances,
though Mope is not a prolific, like can give you like
goal
20,
scorer,
25 goals in a
Well, it's
season.
usually the highest number of is normally
highest number of
is the one that
season.
scores most of the
Mm.
goals. This
Yeah,
is the thing,
yeah,
and they were missing out on him, and his energy
Mm.
and everything was quite infectious.
everything.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, I was gonna ask something. What was I gonna ask? Oh God, I totally forgotten. I was gonna ask something about Pepe. Good, it's about Pepe. Here's my theory, right? Right from Emery days, I've had my problems with Pepe, right? People can see that he's improving,
Mhm.
but people seem to forget that players improve. And for me, my theory is, and not just theory, what I think based on Pepe is his game has evolved a lot. Pepe was the kind of player, when he came, even under Emery, he was always about dribbling first and not the team. Losing the ball too easily, right? And not tracking back, not doing all that stuff. I've seen an evolvement from this guy. I've seen an improvement from this guy over time.
And he tracked
And
back a
for
lot.
me, I think, like, yeah, he's tracked back a lot, yeah, but I'm actually talking about his gameplay generally.
Okay.
Like, for me, I feel he's now more team oriented. I feel he pays more attention to his teammates now than his skills. Because when he first came, he has this default mode of beat the man first and look up later. And I had a problem with that. I believe that as a player of his stature, he should be aware of his surroundings before making decisions. And I think he makes his decisions before looking at his surroundings. And that's one of the reasons why he gets dispossessed a lot, because he has this default mentality of believing so much on dribbling first. And in the second half of the season, while we've seen an improvement on Pepe, he's cut most of those things out. That for me is an improved player. So you can say all you want at the end of the day and say, yeah, if we had played him in the previous half of the season, blah, 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 I think is improved. Let's go back to sometimes that from stories we're hearing and some from training pictures that we're hearing towards the middle of the season. There was a time Arteta sat down with him more in training. He sat down with him more in training. And even Ljungberg has come out to say on one of his pundits, I don't know, one of his I think there was one of these shows that was a pundit, and it was like, we're now seeing the Pepe that we see in training, who is kind of improving and his decision makings are improving. So for me, I think this player is improving. I'm not saying he's there yet, I still saw some of his bad habits today when he lost some balls because he was trying to do some unnecessary things. But now I think he's more team oriented, and that's similar to Mahrez in Man City. So when people are saying that, oh yeah, he should have played him there, let's be honest. Pepe was not doing it under Emre and the early part of Arteta. He wasn't. Let's call it
So,
a spade.
You're correct, Tade. You're absolutely correct. If you say Pepe is improving, and like you're right, people tend to forget that players can improve. You know, everybody just assumes that the way they are right now is the way they will always be. You know, people do improve. Another thing that I've realized is the players around them, they get to understand some of these players better. So I'll give you a classic example. The second goal Pepe scored today. If people have been watching Pepe's game over a period, you realize that the pass Odegaard gave to him, that is the best way Pepe likes to receive the ball. Arc the ball towards the goal and let him receive it on that diagonal run. That is the best way Pepe likes to receive the ball. So if you are a midfielder or a wing back or a defender playing behind him, if you can give him the ball in that position, you are setting him up to score 80% of the time, you know. So I think the understanding of the players around him has also improved. But the thing I just wanted to say about giving him more game time earlier in the season, you know, everything is in hindsight now, and anything can be correct in hindsight because you don't really know, right? But I think that one of the things that helps players improve is trust and game time, you know. It's especially for young players, you know. So for example, some people will say maybe Nelson would have had a better season if you had given him more game time. You don't know. But trust and game time, what Pepe is getting now is more game time, especially when he's in form. And what people would always criticize Arteta for in hindsight is all those times when Pepe would go play in the Europa League and just have a flash of brilliance, and then you drop him the next game. You're like, maybe, and it's all maybes, you know, I might be wrong. But it's all maybe if you had persisted with him when he seemed to be in form and not dropped him so many times, and you were picking Willian, who was clearly not in form. Willian will play badly and he will still play the next game. You know, if you had maybe stuck with Pepe more, maybe 1 or 2 extra goals would have come out. Because imagine if you had one extra game today, we're in that Conference League. And I know everybody says, oh no, it's too embarrassing to play Conference League, but it's a chance that Europe is more money, it's more games.
You don't think it has to do with trusting? If a player has not done it for me on several occasions,
I think it's trust. I always say the manager just didn't trust him, you know, and everything is in hindsight.
But he put a trust in what's it called? What you said earlier,
and it didn't pay off either.
And it doesn't
pay dropped him. And he dropped him.
How long does it took him before he dropped him?
Bro, if he did not drop him, we would have arrested that guy today.
Yeah, the point is dropped him.
You know what I mean?
But let me say,
but he dropped him too late.
This is what I want to say is, if Pepe played 2 games and he doesn't perform, it's dropped. But William played more than 3, 4, 5 games before fans started shouting that, who is this guy? He's not performing. What is the manager doing? Before he kind of say, okay, I need to drop him. Because
I did that analysis sometime yesterday. I can't remember what it was, right? But in like our first 14 games, you know, William started 12 and Pepe started 4. You know, and in those 14 games, William had 1 good game. And he started 12 of the first 14 games, right? And Pepe started only 4, you know. So it's just me, and you know. So, but like I said, everything is hindsight, and we can always be correct in hindsight. But the season is over. Thank God.
Let's address this comment quickly before I want us to get into player ratings at 7:30. Randy Viper. Protests were embarrassing, and fans in the stadium should have booed the hell out of the players, the managers, and the owner. But our fans are spineless. I'm going to put this out to you guys. Do you guys agree with this?
No, I completely disagree. I don't think fans should boo the players. You know, the players, no matter what you say, the players have been waiting to have fans back in the stadium. And you, as a player, when you're playing, you don't want your own fans booing you. You want them booing the opposition fans. So during the game, let's focus on the game. Let's, you know, lift our players up and help them get the results. After the game, you know, we can go ahead and boo the people we think are the problems. But I don't agree that you should boo the players while they're on the pitch, especially when they're literally fighting for us.
So, but
Mossy boy?
Yeah, what I would say on here, to me, booing the player it doesn't help. So if you boo your own player, I don't know whether you remember there's one time when Ebue came on and he made a mistake. I think he made a mistake, and they started booing him.
Was it the same game where Arsene Wenger substituted him?
I said when I
Took him out
substituted him
off
back
again.
out, off again, because if you're playing, this is me. It doesn't matter what position Arsenal is. A lot of people are saying that since we come out from Europa League, they stop watching Arsenal game. Why? This is my team. This is the team I support. It doesn't matter if Arsenal is at the bottom of the table. I will still keep watching their game. I will still keep supporting them because this player, this is what they need. They need support. When they are down, don't like what I don't know whether it's Baby that I said it. Don't kick a man when that man is down. You know that he's down already. All you just need to do is just to give them the support and raise the player up. You can see the players today. Like I said earlier, I believe there's still a fire in their belly to come out. However, because of the support of the fan, they managed to get over the line with the 2 goals because I can see them. They miss the fun. They're playing for the fun. There's an FA Cup that we played when they first of all said the fans should go back to their stadium as well. Look at them, the way they played that game when Lacazette scored a cracker from just outside the box. It's because these fans are there that's supporting them. So, like me, I would say that comment is a little bit harsh, but I can understand when Randy Viper is coming from. He might be looking at all these players. They've been average. They've not done well for us this season. Maybe that's the reason why he's saying that we should be booing the player. We're not going to boo our player. Like Kelechi always said, just support your player,
players.
whether they're doing bad or whether they're doing good. Give them the support they need.
Oh,
and like Taddy has mentioned, so I was going to say, like Taddy has mentioned many times, there are many factors that contribute to team performances,
that's right, yeah.
So you can't just go and boo the players as if it's all been their fault that we're where we are today. There are also many factors that contribute to it. So we have to try
you see, and again, what I want to say, all these players, some of them, they got thick skin. Some, like Aubameyang now, is having a family issue at some point. He dipped in form, and you now started booing him. Are you helping him, or are you trying to? You understand what I'm saying? And some of these players, they might not say their own problem out because everybody got skeleton in their cupboard.
Everyone has got problems.
Everyone has got problems. Some of these players might not say it and just say, I want to go and play for the team I love. I'm not going to put it in my face. I just want to go there. But something is there for him that is bothering him. And you're now booing him. Then that will just break him.
So,
you understand?
So here's the thing, right? I agree with both of you. I'm just going to add to this by saying, I mean, if you guys have said this, I'm just going to reiterate it. Booing a player during the game doesn't help anybody. Booing your players doesn't help anyone. If you want to have if you want to make your voice heard, perhaps you can do that after the game when the game is done, and then you can voice your opinions and boo with the placards, Arteta out, Kroenke out, whatever it is that you want, but not during the game.
Not during the game.
Because the question is, were you there to make the team lose, or were you there to support them to win the game? And for me, I don't have a problem with making your opinions known. Is how and when you do it where I think there's a problem. During the game, I don't think that's good. That's why I had a problem with what they did to Xhaka. I was in the stadium that day. It's a cross-section of the people in the stadium were booing Xhaka when he was being substituted. Of which, in that particular game, let's not forget, he was not even the main problem in that game. It's because of his reputation and the fact that we were losing, and he was being substituted, he was being booed. Now, that was affecting a lot of the players. And I remember very well, Torreira was there. He was warming up on the sideline. You guys wouldn't see this on television. A lot of us on the stadium saw it, and he was looking at the fans and was like,
"Why?
What's this?" He was disappointed. He was unhappy. But when fans are emotional, sometimes they just totally forget about all that. But you were not helping the team in that instance at all. And also the fact that I'm not excusing Xhaka's reaction. Xhaka obviously should probably have been more professional in the way he handled it. However, he's human, right? And it's got to him because of all the threats he got on social media before that game. And that's why he was like, what's going on? And, he had to go at some of the fans that were booing him. And being substituted, you're booing him. How are you going to help the team? You're not going to help the team in that situation. But I get that. So all I'm saying is make your voice heard at the right time. I think we'll leave it there. Let's go straight into player ratings, people. Let's go straight into player ratings. Let's start with Aubameyang. I'll start with you, Mossy Boy. Mossy Boy, can you please rate Aubameyang in this game?
But Bami, I was watching this guy today. It looks like, because when you mention about, maybe when you talk about what's the name of this midfielder? Maybe probably is using a fake age. What's his name again?
Partey.
Midfielder
Partey.
Partey. It looks like Aubameyang is actually is the one using a fake age now. Today it looks leggy. It's not. It doesn't. I'm telling you right now. Today, watching him today's game, it doesn't contribute nothing. Nothing at all. I don't know whether because of it's not receiving the service, or it's not, because he can't jump. The only one time he kind of run through the goal, he just like, look at what he did with his left foot. At least cut the player back, cut it back. When you cut the player back, you're bound to kind of get fouled and get a penalty, or you got a chance to kind of look up and pass the ball to someone that is in a better place to score. But man, but I
Yeah,
like it. I like
can I
at the
please
end of
finish?
it. At the end of it, when they substitute him, he doesn't get soaked up like what he did the other time. He accepted it. I'm not doing well in today, doing well today, but today I'm gonna give. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give him 3. I'm
Can
sorry.
can I also contribute to this a little bit?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we all agree that Aubameyang has had challenges this season. I
Mm-hmm.
think because we've seen this man and what he can do. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's still a player in there. I think the real Aubameyang is
Yeah.
still in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but my opinion of Aubameyang, I personally, honestly, and I know many people don't agree with this, but I don't think he should be playing centre forward. I just don't like. I've always thought, I've always agreed it should be on the left wing. The reason
Mm.
why it can't be on the left wing at the moment is because we have players who are a lot more skillful and can
Mm.
create better on that left wing. But I would always take Lacazette in centre forward over
Mm-hmm.
Aubameyang, because if you look at the way he used to play, one of the things that helped him the most when he was playing on the left wing is that the centre forward would drag defenders away from him and he would have the space to shoot. And
Mm-hmm.
then obviously when you're shooting more, you have a lot more confidence, to score more goals. And so once in a while, it will just take these odd shots one here and there and score. So I think we need to find a way.
Are you
This
trying
man,
to say? Sorry. Are you trying to say? Let me just cut in here. Cut in
yes,
there.
please.
Are you trying to say because he's playing on the left wing, they don't see him coming, and he just comes
No,
into the
even if
18-yard
they
box in
see
most
him
cases
coming,
and just taps?
even when they see him coming, right? Is it's like the thing I said about Pepe diagonally running into the box. Aubameyang, sometimes he's a one shot player. He doesn't really. You don't need to. The problem with him is in centre forward many times, he always has to try to beat the man. There's always one defender
Mm.
also and he doesn't
Or
know
has to
how to
hold up play, isn't
dribble.
it?
Or
Mm.
exactly, he doesn't have that skill set. The guy is a finisher. Let
Mm.
him be able to receive the ball in a place where the only job he has to do is find the right part of the post. And I think many of
Mm-hmm.
those chances come from the wing, especially because we create more from the wing as a club. So I think that has really affected his game this season. And it's hard for me, to be honest, to see how he can continue to play centre forward for us next season. This season, you can say Ateta is doing it a lot out of respect, but from a functionality point of view, it's not our best option in centre forward at the moment. And if we
It's
now go ahead
interesting.
and get a good striker next season, I just don't see it fitting in.
It's interesting you guys say this because I had this same argument with Military Guna some months ago on
Mm.
EGTV. That was the first time we met, actually, myself and Military Guna, and he was pro Aubameyang in the centre forward. I was against it. I was anti Aubameyang in the centre forward, similar to what you're saying,
Mm.
simply because of the setup and simply because I feel he can't hold his own as a lone striker.
Mm.
He just can't as a lone striker.
Mm-hmm.
And what people fail to understand is when he was in Dortmund and even under Emery, what was actually happening for him was, yes, on the formation, right? He seems as if he's a centre forward, but really and truly, he drifts away. He drifts away to the wide positions, right?
Even
Where they
till
don't
now,
see
you
him
still
coming.
see him trying to drift to the left. He just
Drifts
tries.
away, yeah.
Mm.
He drifts away to the wide position, and in such a way that's when he's off the ball. Then
Mm.
when the ball is coming in, he just runs behind the shoulder of the defenders and gets into a central position, gets the ball, and scores. Or in most cases, he finds himself in the 18-yard box, just like Nistelrooy, from the
Mm.
crosses and taps in. But then again, you have to look at his form. You also have to look at a lot of things that have happened to him this season. He's human first before he's a footballer. And I think it's quite
Mm.
important that so I agree with what both of you are saying, really. Psycho Vibes here, he said, talking about something. I think we'll address this a bit later, not necessarily now. Big up to you, Psycho Vibes. He said, all we can do is watch what the owners does. And remember, Arteta is not in charge of the money. He can make possessions. The board say whether or not it's financially feasible. Listen, I think we touched a little bit on this on our show, the show that we by the way, there's a new show. I think it's an opportunity for me to just remind a few people that are watching this for the first time. There is a new show which is Last Giddy Effects. We do it every Thursdays. I've got two of the participants here. I've got Mosiba and Bemiga and Akuma and myself. We do it every Thursday, 8 p.m. Make sure you attend the next one. Do you know what? This is the right time to actually put this on the screen for you guys. So we're going to be having this on Thursday, and please make sure you watch it on Thursday.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Licky, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.
Yes, people, it's just a bunch of Ninja boys, Ninja being Nigerian. They're going to be making a lot of banter and debate. It's football. But then again, you hear a lot of our lingo. Sometimes you hear some languages you don't understand. But listen, just get used to it because you're going to hear a lot of that. But listen, I'll be looking forward to you guys this Thursday. Make sure you tune in. And it's always going to be fun having you guys commenting and throwing the jibes and make it more interesting. But listen, like I said, we're going to be addressing Psycho Vibes comments a bit later. But for now, let's stick to the player ratings. All right. Okay. Cool. So what are you giving Aubameyang? You give him a 3, right?
3, yeah.
Mostly boy.
Right, yeah.
All right, let's give him a 3 quickly. All right, cool. Let's move to, I don't know if Martinelli really requires a rating. All right, but Bemiga. I'll give that to Bemiga. Where's Bemiga? Has he gone?
I think it's...
I was wondering what happened, like, because I couldn't see.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sorry,
can you rate you're gonna rate Martinelli?
Martinelli, I think he played for like 10 minutes or something, right? He came in at the end of the game. And something interesting happened today, right? So we're leading 2-0. And all of Arteta's substitutions were attacking subs. If you remember, he brought in Saka, then he brought in Lacazette, then he brought in Martinelli.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Which one, when you think about it, you're trying to hold on to your 2-0 lead, trying to keep a clean sheet. Why are you not making a defensive sub? Even if it's one defensive sub, And I'm like, this man, he just couldn't help himself today. He saw the way his team were playing.
I think if we score, to be honest, that didn't make sense because we needed. So if Tottenham had drawn, if Tottenham had won. No, actually, even if they had won, it made no difference.
It made no difference. It wasn't about sports, to be honest. It was
because,
just,
I know
I think he lost concentration there or something, right? And it's like, because obviously we want to give Martinelli some game time because of what the guy had been doing, right? And so that third sub that should have been a defensive sub, maybe it's just like, we've won this game. I'm going to give this guy his chance as well. But like, he should really not be doing that. At least put in one defensive sub. But Martinelli played like 10 minutes. He came in, obviously, full of energy, would do what he's supposed to do. I think, to be fair, I'll just give him a standard 5. I don't think he did anything spectacular.
I was going to give him something lower.
I'm just trying to be standard.
But we shouldn't rate a player if a player played just 10 minutes, though. And again, the player can play 10 minutes and score like decisive.
Do you know what? You're right. So let's just give him a 5 just to make him happy. All right, Pepe. No. You don't
want to rate player, no?
Man, I ain't doing no rating today, man. I'm just a facilitator. So please, can you rate Pepe for us?
Pepe today, he's kind of he's the one making things happen today. He's got 2 goals, man of the match for me. I'll probably give him 8 today.
You give him 8, okay. All right. This goes against what Randy Viper was saying here. Randy said, "Wow, 3, mostly boy, you're feeling generous," and then he goes in to give Pepe
1,000 over.
How many?
1, 2.
This is like 100 million or something.
100
million over 10. Randy Viper, man.
The height of your bias, man. I don't want to understand. Player of the season? Are you kidding me?
Nah, man, it's not our player of the season.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to be the player of the season. We've got Joe in the house, man. Let's get Joe in, man.
Yo,
Hey,
Hello.
Joe.
my man, what you saying, man?
Teddy, my bad. I've been really busy with work and all that
I
stuff.
know.
I just wanted to say, keep up the great work, Tade, man. I love that the new show that y'all doing together, man. Y'all a
Oh,
great team,
thanks, man.
you
Awesome,
know.
Thanks
man.
a lot.
Thanks a lot, man.
And what did I tell you? What did I tell you, Tade? Victor
What did you tell
Osimhen
me?
is the real deal. Victor Osimhen is the real deal. Okay, and so is
Wait,
Diddy.
wait. You are a bloody Milan fan, and then you're looking at a Nigerian Napoli player. Do you guys want to buy him in AC Milan or something?
Well, we can't afford him, but he's good, man. You know what, Tade? I'm not delusional. I'm a fan that like recognize talent. So
Yeah.
I just want to say, we have a big game in the next 2 minutes. If we win,
Okay, that's
we're in
fine.
the league. If not, but I just wanted to say hey to you guys and
So before you go, where are you? Wait, before you go, where are you guys on the table now? Because the last time I checked, you were
I think
third, I think.
third.
Yeah, third,
But if you guys lose this game and Juventus win, where are you gonna end?
Fifth. So we need to win.
You need to win, yeah?
Yeah, they need to win, yeah.
Who are you guys playing today?
Atalanta, man.
Oh, Atalanta is a good team as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
But Atlanta just lost to, is it Juventus, right?
Yes.
But that was in the cup, right? That was in the
Yeah.
cup, isn't it?
But they lost
good luck, man.
4-3, innit?
Good luck.
Don't worry, you guys. I'm supporting you guys. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah. All right, man. Hopefully Arsenal partake.
All right. Awesome.
He hit the bar. He hit the bar today, man. He had 2 shots on target.
And you need to get Ndidi to partner with him, or else it partakes. The legs are done. You need Ndidi.
You know what? Yeah, you make a good point. You make a good point about Ndidi. I've been praying for them to get him. I've been praying, but I don't think Leicester is gonna. I don't think Leicester is gonna release him. For me, he's probably himself and Kante. For me, are the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League so far. You know,
but Basuma is the midfielder that won most tackling from the midfield over the course of the season,
including the one he won Odegaard today.
Yeah.
That guy is a good player, man.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Thanks for your support. Yeah, thanks. Take care. Joe, my man, all the way from America. I always love his inputs. Who are we rating next? Pepe, right?
We're talking about Pepe actually.
You gave him an 8, right?
8,
yeah. And I also wanted to mention, right? So the thing that they said earlier about Pepe cutting out some of the tricks from his game, as much as we like those tricks, today he gave away the ball, on a few occasions, and it was just funny, like, guy, turn around, find your teammate and pass, and he was just trying to be Pepe, but those things are needed.
He has a bit of those traces.
Those things are needed once in a while, especially when you don't have any option. I remember Martinelli did something like that in this game. Went through 3 men and still came out with the ball. It's needed when you don't have any other choice. But it shouldn't be the way you play normally. Like, football is a lot more structured these days, and defenders are not sleeping. So,
but the thing is, those type of players. Look at Mahrez. You cannot get that out of their game completely. Mahrez, Pep Guardiola has showed him that it's not all the time you hold on to the ball for you want to beat 3-4 player. You have to play with your teammates. But still, he still got all those tricky stuff, especially when it gets into the third half of the player. So all those stuff you will see now that when Pepe is in the half of the opponent, he doesn't do all those tricks. It's just pass it. It's only when it gets into the box. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? Yeah, in addition to what obviously, I think Bemiga already said this, right? You need, I think. Let me reconstruct my sort of my criticism of Pepe. I think he needs to choose the times when he does that a bit better, and that's where decision making comes into play.
Yeah, that's right.
You need players with trickery. Because if you don't have those players, sometimes you won't be able to break down defenses. You need a Pepe. My criticism across the last 2 seasons of him is choosing the right time to do it. Choosing the right time to do it. He does them in situations whereby, in the past, the problem I had with him is he does them in situations whereby he has a better option of, say, 2 to 3 players ahead of him that he can release a pass or give them a true ball or something, as opposed to when there are no players. Imagine they have 3 players waiting for a cross or for a pass or something, and he says, okay, I want to dribble first, and you lose the ball. That's quite annoying compared to when you don't have any other choice, right? Maybe there's no player in front, then take the player
direct. Yeah.
The problem I have with him is choosing the right time, and I think I'm seeing an improvement in that now. Decision making has improved. He just doesn't dribble because he wants to dribble. He's beginning to dribble when he needs to dribble. And that's the difference between the best players in the world and the players that have potential till they retire. There's some players that you say they have potential till these people finish. They're a potential. Walcott has been a potential for God knows how long. We haven't seen him hit that height.
That height, yeah.
So that's, for me, that's the difference. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, so you need players with trickery. You can't, I mean, come on, there's no player that doesn't look the ball. Even Ronaldo and Messi, they lose the ball. But you see that decision making is on point. That's the difference. You know, but listen, let's move over to Tierney quickly. Tierney, who's gonna rate Tierney? Bimiga.
Yeah, Tierney. For me, obviously, Tierney is one of our best players, right? He would always pose a threat as long as he's on the pitch. I think he's still not in full form, you know, because when he's in full form, he's a lot more dangerous and he does some magic, you know. But I think his performance was standard today. He didn't. He didn't have a big influence on the game, right? But I think that, you know, defensively kept a clean sheet, did a good defensive job. Every now and then, you know, they pass into the box, trying to link up with players. So I think he had a standard performance, right? I can't say there's no major criticism to his game, although he didn't really do a lot as well. So it was a good game. We won 2-0, kept a clean sheet. I'll give him a 6.
Okay. Give him a 6. A 6?
Yeah, do you think I should have given him more or what?
Freaking hell, man. This guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. God. I mean, let's quickly talk about this guy.
No. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about this guy quickly. So, I mean, David Luiz is leaving Arsenal Football Club. What do you guys think? Is because obviously they said they've had a discussion with he had a discussion with the club, and this is my theory. And please tell me what you think. I think they might have said that they're not going to offer him a new contract, and maybe they were not going to offer him a contract that he wanted, and he decided to leave because they had that discussion. But the way that it's come out in the press is they're saying that he said he's not going to sign a new contract. I don't know what you guys think about that. Do you think it was him that just decided he wasn't going to sign a new contract, or maybe the club just told him, listen, I think we'll have to let you go?
I tried my best not to. I mean, while the press, they say some of the things they say are true, but like I tried not to jump on like all these like Twitter rumor bandwagon. For me, David Luiz's departure from Arsenal, I don't know if you watch the guy. I'm sorry, it looks like he really likes being at Arsenal. Right? I don't know if it's just what he does for the show. I don't know him personally, but it looks like he enjoys being here. He enjoys being among the youngsters. I personally would say, if in a few years, 2, 3, 4 years, when he's done with his career, if you gave him a job as a coach in the academy, I think it would be a good decision because it looks like a man who knows how to influence young people and knows how to, like, you know, just be.
And from the stories we've had as well, isn't it?
And just from the things you said. But I think now is the best. See, one of the things I want this club to start to do better is making the right decisions at the right time. And this is a good time to let Luiz leave for 2 reasons. One is that after this season we've had, if there's any of our players who has not become more mature as a result of this setback, then they're just not like good
mentality.
They're not good players with good mentality. Because this season has been a season of learning for a lot of our players. And we have so many centre backs. For a season, we're going into a season where we're not going to play European football. There's less games to play. We have a lot of young players who need to get better and need a lot of game time. Now is the best time to let someone like Luiz leave. First of all, there's no need to keep the extra wages. And it's time to start to trust a lot more of the players who were building the team around, who will be here in the future. Holding, Gabriel, Saliba, Chambers, all these players who marry, we still here, you know, all these players, they need to get a lot of game time next season because I believe that next season we'll be back in Europe, right? And by the time we're back in Europe, we need them to be solid. So I think it's a good time to let Luis leave. And for me, I thought that we did well with the way he left. You know, it's not like a player is leaving and it looks like, oh, there's chaos, there's trouble, there's bad PR. Everything looks decent. You know, saw all the videos on Instagram. The team gave him a good farewell. Even after the game today, good farewell. Everything looks peaceful. It's decent. It's the kind of things you want to hear around your club. Not a lot of negative energy. So for me, it's a good time, good way, and the way he has left is good.
Okay, cool. Do you have anything to add to that, Master Boy? Quickly.
Yeah, I agree with Birmingham. The only one thing I just need to add is I'm thinking maybe probably pardon me, they should have kind of let this guy learn beside him. There's a player that is on
Saliba?
loan now.
Saliba.
So they should kind of okay, I know we want you to go on loan for half of the season, come back the remaining half, you come and learn from Luis, because he's got so much experience. Like what you said, I don't know, but I think it's on Instagram. I was reading it. All of the young players, they're just complimenting him that this is the type of player you want to be around. So all those that sort of thing is, you might Saliba might come into the Premier League, he might hit the ground running, or maybe probably still have to learn how to do it. But staying big.
So what you're suggesting, really, and I thought about this, and it's important you say that. What you're suggesting is we still need a sort of leader in that team, because I'm looking around now. I'm looking at Mari, I'm looking at Gabriel, I'm looking at Holding, and I'm looking at, the whole defense. Who really is the leader right now?
I'm looking at Holding, and I'm saying Holding needs to step up.
Yeah,
he's a leader already, but we don't know if he's a leader on the pitch. He's the leader in the dressing room, from what we're hearing. Sorry.
Yeah, but the thing that I think they're passing the baton to Holding now, because I would say maybe probably is the only right hand side of the defensive that we have in centre back we have now. The rest of our centre back, they are left footed, right? Then when Saliba
I think Saliba was also right.
When Saliba comes back, so they pass the baton to Holding. Saliba is coming back. All your experience you learn from
Mertesacker and Luis now.
And Luis. So all your experience you need to pass it to. We know Saliba has got the speed, he's got the strength, but you just have to kind of tell him how to do it in the Premier League. So
and Holding is what? Is it 25 or 26 now?
Holding, I think it's 25.
I think should be 26.
Like 25, so like now, guy, step up. You're no longer just the youngster in the dressing room. Dude, step up and start to stamp your influence on the defense.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on quickly. Someone called Bro just tipped me. Thanks a lot, bro. Keep up the great work, bro. I think maybe you must have made a mistake and put the bro that was supposed to put the ending, and he put it in the name channel. But listen, wherever you are, bro, I really appreciate you tipping me, bro. Yeah, thanks a lot. I really appreciate. You can always message me directly to let me know who you are, so I can give you a proper appreciation. I'm suspecting someone, but you never know. Before I go and see the right person.
Before we actually go on, what I want to say on the channel is I think we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers now, so we're nearly there. So it's at the moment,
people.
So if you could subscribe, it doesn't cost anything. Just hit the subscribe, and
it's free.
And if you just watch our content and just share the videos as well, please. Thanks.
It's free, people. It's free. Subscription is free. You're not paying anything. It's free. Mark Lewis, big up to you, man. Big up to you. All right, let's rate Leno. Bemiga, I think you're the one to rate Leno, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
No. I think I just rated Tierney, so I think it's Mossy Boy actually.
Sorry, Mossy Boy.
Okay. Leno, well, nothing spectacular. Leno is Leno, clean sheet as usual.
He had a good save though.
He had a
major save.
Good save. Come on, Taddy, that's a routine save. If that ball went
that's not routine.
He's a routine.
Bro, that's not routine.
He's a routine save. Look at how far the guy
routine. Yeah, but did you see the stretch? There's a lot of people in the way. There's a lot of people in the way, though. As a goalkeeper, you used to have a lot of people blocking your view.
And again, one thing I pick up from Leno now that is doing well, he doesn't parry the ball to the middle of where the crowd is anymore now. If he wants to parry the ball, he's either parry it to the corner or parry it far away from his goal. I think maybe probably he's been told not to be doing that, so he's doing the right thing now.
Maybe he's learned. He's
He's
learned
learned,
because
yeah.
you need to learn that, isn't
And
it?
again, I
I mean,
think he can see the potential of Ryan coming to, he saw the threat, I think, from Ryan. And then he just step up his game. I said it before, we need someone that is going to challenge Leno because the club told him he's number one. And if you tell me that I'm the number one at the club and I look around, I can't see anybody challenging me. I know that I'll be playing every single game.
you're gonna be comfortable, isn't it?
I'll be comfortable because there's nobody challenging me. So I would say, is it Ronaldson that is going to be challenging me? No. So even though if I made the biggest mistake, you will still play me the next game. So I think he sees that he just step up his game. So he's been doing well. So
why are you rating him today?
I'm gonna give him 7 today.
You give him a 7. Just before I give him the rating, Randy Viper, why are you a flip flop? At the beginning of this charts, you gave him 10 over 10.
No, minus 10 over 10 he gave him. Go and look
Was
at
that what you gave him?
He's minus
Was that what you
10
gave him?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can find that chart. I don't know if I can. You give him a 10 over 10.
No, it's minus 10 over 10. I saw it. I saw the minus in the first 10. Yeah, look at it. Look at it here. Randy Viper. Since I'm going to sleep.
I don't know.
Now,
I need to scroll all the way up, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see there. Since I'm going to sleep now, I'll be doing Leno rating. Now it's minus 10 over 10.
And yet you tell me I'm biased. Yet you tell me I am biased. This is the most biased rating I've ever seen, bro. Freaking hell. Anyway, let's give him a rating. So you give him a what? Sorry?
A 7.
All right, cool. He didn't do much today, to be honest.
No.
Lacazette, I don't know if I want to give Lacazette any rating. Let's move. I don't think he did much today. I don't think he played enough. Smith Rowe, Bemega, can you rate Smith Rowe, please?
Yes, Smith Rowe. I believe in this guy. I can't lie. Like, I believe in this guy so much. I think with more game time and with more maturity to his game, he can be a very dangerous attacking player in the Premier League, anywhere, because he has such a forward-thinking mentality. He's so direct, and he will always, because today I think he had a good game. When he's having a good game, he will always be a threat to defenders, because he was so active today, especially in the first half, direct, causing a lot of trouble here and there. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of end product from it. But just keeping the defenders on their toes, I think that helped us a lot, especially in that game. So for me, he had a good game. He was very, very influential in the way we played.
He didn't have a good game. He didn't have a good game for my fantasy, though.
Right, because he didn't
score, right?
Because he didn't have any. He didn't score. He didn't assist.
One thing a lot of people don't realize about Smith Rowe is the guy is quick. He's pretty quick. That guy is fast.
I think it's acceleration. He has fast acceleration. I don't think it doesn't look. I think Bellerin will still beat him for pace. I think there's a difference between acceleration. He knows how to, just like if we go back to Hazard, when prime Hazard, Hazard was quite good at was change of pace. Change of pace in itself was a skill, right? The ability to analyze your defenders when they are actually on you and know when to change your pace quickly in such a way that they can't catch up with you. And I think he's good at that. Right, but I've seen sometimes that he wants to beat players for pace, and
you can't do it.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think what you're trying to say, he's change of pace. He's able to accelerate quickly. He's able to change the direction and all that. But I've seen him try to put people on the run, and
he
just doesn't succeed. And stamina is also has a lot to play in that as well. Because sometimes they knock him off the ball easily. I remember I saw this clip. This goal that Beckham scored. And it's rated as one of the best goals ever when he did one skill and then somebody passed the ball to him. He did a trick. He turned the ball around completely, met the ball.
You mean Beckham?
Dennis Beckham. No, not David Beckham. Dennis Beckham.
I was thinking about Beckham. I was like,
no, not Beckham. Maybe I'm not pronouncing the name correctly.
Newcastle.
And every time I watch that ball, by the time he went around the player, there was one for a split second where he had a stamina tussle with the guy and knocked the guy out before he scored the goal. And I'm like,
I remember he tried it.
Yeah, it shows
that is a skill. It's
technical ability and also I'm saying technical ability, but then he also had the strength, and the stamina to make sure that guy didn't get the better of him. And I thought that was so. If Smith Rowe, if he improved, I always say that like our academy players, they're soft. I don't know why, but as skillful as they are,
hit the gym,
hit the gym, man. Hit the gym, get these guys stronger and lower center of gravity, and they'll do better. So for today, Smith Rowe, because of the kind of game he had, I will give him a 7.
So you give him a 7, you don't give Turney a 7. This man.
But Smith Rowe had more.
Man, I don't know what Turney did to you. I don't know what Turney did to you today.
I really like Turney though.
I mean, to be honest with you, I just feel Turney today. Maybe he's going up front today. I don't think it was very good.
And I think it's because of the idea I have of Tierney. The man who creates chances and takes defender on.
So you see, this is the thing.
The bar
right?
is higher for Tierney.
He's now a victim. He's now a victim of his own success. Look at people going out and saying Messi he's not doing well anymore, and he's got freaking 30 goals in La Liga because he set the bar high. This is the thing. Yeah. Because he set a bar high. This is one of his worst seasons in recent years.
And this is
the guy
that have over
100 goal scorer in La Liga. Still the highest goal scorer in La Liga. But the truth is, when players have showed us one level, when they don't show us that level, we're like, look at Pepe today. At the end of the day, this is not the level Pepe should be on. He has how many goals in the league? No, nowadays we should be expecting a lot more from Pepe. But because
I don't know about you, I'm not expecting nothing from him yet.
Because we've seen such a poor performance over the last 2 seasons, now we're like, we're picking him up for.
But before Pepe came to Arsenal, I think they were saying that it's only Messi that scored more goals than him. In the calendar.
No. It's Mbappe. It's Mbappe
in the French league. In the French league.
In the French league.
In the French league.
Yeah, he had the same number of goals as Aubameyang in that season before he came. 22 goals each in the league. So that's why the bar was so high. But like now, because it was so bad in his first season, we're like, you know what? He has improved. Let's just give him. But Tierney, obviously this game was not Tierney's level. I mean, normally Tierney, that guy, I can't wait till we're the Arsenal again, and these boys are in the Champions League and they're showing their real quality. We would love them so much.
We pray. All right, let's move on quickly. Let me just address this quickly. Randy Viper says Leno is still shaky. We need that Cameroonian guy, Onana. I don't know when his ban is going to end, but he's on the 12 month. I still feel that was unfair.
No, it's
not 12 months.
12 months. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I don't know when his ban is going to end. I feel that was unfair.
His value would be low now. I would rather go and get him now. You understand what I mean? Because he's still on the ban. So we keep him till the ban is over. Then we can just get him fit. Because the guy is very good with his feet. And,
If we I've not watched much of him, to be honest. But if he's better than Leno, then no problem. Because I think Leno needs a challenge.
Do you watch a lot of Ajax games though? No.
I don't. To be honest, I don't. But I think Leno needs a challenge. If we keep Leno, we absolutely have to get a quality goalkeeper. Even if it's number 2, you get, because Leno needs that challenge. He can't be too relaxed. I'm sorry. I can't have a keeper who just knows he's number 1 and isn't going to, be challenged. And Ronaldson isn't going to challenge him. So
no.
Yeah. All right, cool. Mossy boy, please, can you rate this guy on the screen, please?
But he did really well, both going forward and defending as well. He's every time they ask him to do the job, he just do the job to his own best ability, and he hasn't put a foot wrong today. So I'm gonna give him 7 as well. Yeah.
Okay. Before I do the rating, remember we had this conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know who said he just crosses into the open. Was it you, Bemiga? And I kind of someone said he just
I actually said that actually.
And I was actually defending him, saying, listen, I prefer this guy who is not even a right back to Bellerin, because many of his crosses, as far as I'm concerned, this guy's only played how many games this season? I can't remember on top of my head, but he hasn't played more than 6-7 games this season. And his delivery into the box has won him about 3 assists already.
3 assists already, yeah, that's right.
And those assists were not fortunate. They were well-crafted crosses to the players. And I see a lot more from him in terms of his crosses than Bellerin, who is actually a right back.
No.
And he gave another good one today too. Class to Pepe. It was a classic control from Pepe. He used his left foot to control it and his right foot to score the goal because that's his weaker foot. However, there was a direct cross to the player he intended to give. This is the problem I had with Bellerin. Bellerin crosses as if he's not even looking up.
Yeah, and bro,
You know,
do you see number of one-touch crosses he took, even when it
Mm,
didn't lead to a goal scoring opportunity, but you get the ball
with
and one time,
confidence.
bam,
mm,
Thank you.
ball is in the
Thank
defense,
you.
and another time someone else might catch it. So I think obviously, while I've never really seen him as a right back, but he has proven that he can do the job. And
Well, he played as a right back under Wenger. What happened was on that. I don't know if you guys can remember Montero back in the days on Swansea.
against
Montero
the
finished.
Swansea guy,
He
the guy
finished his
destroyed him.
yeah. He finished his career twice.
I
Twice he
remember
finished.
that.
So Arsene Wenger saw him as someone that's capable of playing right back, and let's not forget he was also a teammate to Arteta. So
yeah.
he knows he has the capability to be able to play. But then again, after Montero finished him, he lost confidence. Right?
Mm,
Years ago, he lost confidence, and then they
yeah.
said, you know what, you have to play centre back. But now he's coming back in there, and he's
Mm.
been doing all right. Do you know
All
what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
So he's someone I'm still looking to have in the squad as a backup.
Yes, definitely.
Or
Especially since
challenge
if
whoever
Bellerin
it
is
is.
leaving. You know, if
Yeah,
Bellerin
and-
is leaving
Yeah.
and we get a proper right back, you know, like a good right back, then, you know, definitely keep Chambers as second choice. He also means we need to get rid of Cedric, and I don't mind.
I like him. I
I
like
like
him.
him. And again,
I like
he
him.
knows when to go forward and he knows when to stay. He just don't. You can't see him just bump forward. Yeah, I'm going now. No, he watched the
Yeah.
game. He reads the game well. So yeah,
And he's a better option defensively for the set pieces than
and yeah,
Bellerin. He wins the
and
headers.
and remember this guy when he was on loan at Fulham, he was playing in the center midfield. This
He
guy
was Fulham's player of the season.
in the full. Yeah, that's right.
So you give him a 7, right?
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
All right, let's give him a 7. All right, quickly. Okay. So Shaka today. Shaka was playing his preferred position, and honestly, in my mind, I'm not gonna lie. In my mind, even if at all I knew the reason why Arteta played him in the left back, even if at all I felt Suarez. You see, there's this. Look, this guy is nowhere near Vieira. He's nowhere near, and I can understand why Henry was angry when he said he couldn't watch this guy captain as well. He couldn't watch this guy, you know. I mean, obviously, Evra came out and said Henry said he couldn't really see. He can be watching Arsenal with Xhaka being the captain and all that.
Yeah.
However, we need to look at what we have in terms of the crop of players. And whenever this guy is in the midfield, I keep saying it, there's a better structure. Look, he's not the best thing since sliced bread. He's not the chosen one. He's not. We have to look at the balance he brings into that midfield. There's a certain calmness that comes with it. In my opinion,
like you
when
said,
he plays
he's
with
the
Pepe,
best out of the bad bunch, like you said.
bad bunch. But you know, we have to look at what he brings in terms of structure. And this is what I keep saying. And I had a problem with him not playing. This is where I had a problem with Arteta. I felt Cedric, who I think is leaving, by the way. I don't see how that guy's going to remain in this club.
Yeah, I think he should
Cedric,
leave.
by the way, should have played in that left back and keep that structure, because there's a certain. There's just this, I don't know if I'm just
The
talking
truth
rubbish.
is,
Balance.
and I'm guilty of this as well for a long time, you know, because of how we declined in the Wenger era, you know, and because of the things that happened to Xhaka in that period, right? A lot of people sort of jumped on this bandwagon, oh, Xhaka is not good enough, Xhaka is not good enough, Xhaka is not good enough. It's too rough. He makes too many terrible decisions. It gives it. I remember I always say this, Emery season, there was the last game of the season, I think we played Brighton. If we had won, we could have finished third. And we had scored a goal, and then Xhaka made some foul, gave Brighton. It was the same Brighton that Bissouma ended up making fun of us. He made a foul in the box, gave away a penalty, they equalized. You know, we sort of jumped on a bandwagon that, you know, we don't like this guy, let him just go away. You know, but I've taken my time in the last 2 seasons to actually watch Xhaka and form an objective perspective of it. When I realized that in Xhaka's entire Arsenal career, the man has only gotten 3 red cards or something. You know, when you really look at it objectively, he's really not as bad as we make him seem. And then if you watched him this season and you watched him be a full rock for us, because as much as Saka was great, Xhaka played almost every single game, League, Cup, Europa League, almost every single game this season. And like you said, when he's in that midfield, there's just a better structure. And even when we moved him to left back, he was not embarrassed, you know. So when you have such a player and you look at him objectively, you're like, actually, maybe he doesn't deserve as much. I mean, obviously, for telling the fans to fuck off, he deserves whatever slander he got. But based on his performances, you're like, maybe he doesn't deserve as much slander as we've given him. And maybe Ian himself has really matured from the experiences he has had in this club. personally, I know a lot of people say get rid of Xhaka. I won't say get rid of Xhaka. I think in that midfield, even if you get somebody to replace him as the first team player, I would keep him around because it would be a very every time he comes in, he stabilizes everything, and that's
here's
where
my
he's.
question. Here's my question, right? This player from Mönchengladbach, where was a captain, by the way, up till today, under how many managers? As in Wenger, Arteta, Emery. This guy keeps making the first team for the last. He's been a first team player for as far back as 7 years, right? Do you think all these managers are just that? I mean, obviously, these managers can't just be stupid. There's something about this guy in the squad. He's made a lot of errors leading to goals, there is no doubt. But managers can't just be that stupid. There's something about this guy that until you meet him, or maybe until you sit down with him in the training, until you sit down in the dressing room, do you understand what I'm saying? There's just something about him. Because I don't understand why Arteta, when they were in Man City, Pep Guardiola was looking to get him. Which is weird, considering how we know he has a lot of weaknesses in his game. We know, he's slow, his waist is not. I've said it before, this guy needs to do salsa because he can't turn his waist properly and all that. There are certain things about this guy, and I just feel he's not the best player in the world. He's not the best player in the world. But why do managers always keep having him in the team as the first name on the sheet? They can't be that stupid, surely.
You're correct.
Surely.
You're correct. And for Arteta to even have trusted him, like even, you know what, I want you to play in left back. I trust you to play in left back because I just can't imagine having you out of the squad because of the thing that you do. So for me, I think, unfortunately, he's unfortunate. First of all, referees didn't like him. So every referee used to pick on him and book him at any slight chance. He too used to make a lot of rash decisions, to be honest.
He does make rash decisions, definitely. He did. There's no doubt. It's because he's slow. Because he's slow, he would just
because he's really slow and doesn't have the physicality for it, And obviously, when
he's actually physical. He's just slow. He's physical.
Yeah, he's slow. And when the team is
his body as well.
His body, yeah. And when and when the team is playing bad, everybody looks worse. He also knows how to give some really good passes. Partey almost scored today because of a good pass that Xhaka gave to him. So when you look back at it, he hasn't been such a terrible sign.
To be honest with you, over the last how many years, we don't have any player in the squad that gives long passes apart from Xhaka. Name one from deep.
Until
Herrera doesn't give you that option.
Until Luis
came on. Luis as well.
Okay, the midfield.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. And let's not forget as well, set pieces. This guy, he has scored some nice free kicks for us in his time here, So to be honest, he's not as bad as we've made him out to be. Like I said, he's not Vieira, but he's definitely somebody who I think we should still keep. The only reason why I would say sell him if you buy
Vieira.
Vieira, exactly. The only reason why I might suggest selling him, if you decide you want to buy another midfielder, right? I would say, okay, if you sell him, it's just because you can give more game time to your other players.
What I will do is I'm going to let El Neni go. I would bring, if we're going to buy another midfielder like Basuma, I would bring Basuma in and I will keep Xhaka as a backup.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean,
or squad rotation.
I only feel bad. I only feel bad for this because I think that Miguel Aziz needs to try to get a few minutes next season because I've watched a few under 23 teams. So if we're going to keep Xhaka and buy another midfielder, then definitely let Aziz go on loan. Sell Willock or let Willock go on loan as well. I don't know what we're doing with Guendouzi and Torreira. Zeta clearly doesn't have them plan. So.
But I don't think we're going to be keeping Guendouzi anyway, so.
I don't think so. But from what Arteta was saying in his press conference, he said that Willock is in their long-term plans. Remember, I was saying that he's one of the players I think is going to leave. When he says he's in long-term plans, we don't know whether he's in long-term plans in terms of loaning him to get more experience and then make him to get... He says
that about Bellerin today as well. Because they asked him about Bellerin. He said, he's injured. He's not going to play today. Bellerin is still our player. He's got another
year. A contract. Yes.
No,
but for me, I think Willock's loan was a bit different though because he said he's in their plans.
For me, Willock is two options, right? If we buy another midfielder, right? Then don't keep Willock in this club next season. Either you sell him or you let him go on loan. If we choose not to sell him, I think he'll be great, because if we sell him now, right? If we sell him now, but the money we make from selling him, honestly, the Cronkies are just going to keep it, right? I think we should sell him at a time in next summer, because next summer is when I think we'll be back in Europe and we need to do a lot more signing then. So sell him at a time when the money will be immediately reinvested back in the team. Because I think if we make a lot of money in this transfer window, we're not going to make a lot of signings in this transfer window because there's no justification for it. We don't have as many games, you know? And so that overhaul we want to do, if we do it now and we keep that money, honestly, the Cronkies are just going to take that money out.
I think I still need us to do a lot of signings, bro. Because
no, but we don't have a lot of games this season.
It doesn't matter. It's not about the games. It's about the quality, bro. It's not about game. It's about the quality.
If we already have so many players, when would they now play?
No. We're gonna sell players. We're definitely gonna sell players.
We're gonna clear
players
out.
are gonna
There'll
leave.
be a lot of
We need to clear
out.
out. We need quality players in this squad. And the good thing is, I was arguing this thing. Sorry, one sec. I was arguing this thing with my friends about whether or not we not qualifying for the Conference League is a blessing in disguise or not. Some school of thought think it's a blessing in disguise because that way we can focus on the Premier League just like Chelsea did, right? When Conte won the Premier League, and you don't have all that useless distractions of going into Europa when you know you guys are trying to get your winning mentality back.
You don't do a lot of long traveling or anything.
But then again, some school of thought thinks that Europa Conference League is a little bit of money. Yes, granted, it's a little bit of money, but I still maintain that it's not much money because the Europa League gives you about 1/4 of what you get in the Champions League. So how much do you think you're gonna get from Europa Conference League? Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But Adi, my logic is this. This is my logic, right? I think that there's so many players we can sell. And if we sell all the players we want to sell, we're going to make hundreds of millions from selling those players, right? I think that, and you know, I also think this, that at the moment, we can't attract the toppest quality players because we don't have European football. We don't have Champions League specifically. I know people say, oh, well, Arsenal, we can attract the best, but I don't think so. I think if you wanted to buy someone like Haaland now, it won't come. But if we're in the Champions League, and we're a better team, we can attract the toppest players. So I think we need to spend the most money when we are in a position where we can attract the toppest players, which I think we'll be able to do at the end of next season. So if
how are you gonna get into that
now,
position? How are you gonna get into that position?
No, but if we generate all that funding now, so if we sell so many players and we have 200 million today, right? I would want us to go and buy the best players, but I don't think we can get them. I think we'll still just buy like above average players. And the rest of that money, somebody will take it out of this club and go and spend it. So I want us to generate that money at the time where the need is obvious and we'll be spending it immediately. If
you know what I think,
these guys will keep the money.
You know what I think? And I had this same conversation with my friend today. I think everything is about what you are selling. Everything is about what stories you're telling to the players that you are asking to come to this football club. And I keep using Man City as an example. Man City came from nothing. They started buying the likes of Adebayo. They started with Adebayo. They started with Kolo Toure. They came to raid Arsenal. Then they got Silva. Then a season or two later, they got Tevez. Let's not forget that they got Sergio Aguero later on. The point I'm trying to make to you is, it's about negotiation. It's about, if I go to Mossy Boy, and Mossy Boy is a player, right? And I go to him and I said, listen, Mossy Boy, let's have a talk. Me and Mossy Boy sit down. And I said, this is the project. Mossy Boy will ask me, which players are you guys going to buy? Tell me, what's your plan for the next 2 seasons? And I tell Mossy Boy, listen, I want to win the Champions League. But Mossy Boy will be like, that's what you say. You've not even won Premier League since 2004. So how are you going to convince me? And I'm like, listen, we've had a conversation with the fans. You see what's happening in Arsenal. You see the whole world thinks that we are actually crap. But you know what? I want to change all that. I'm going to give you 200K or whatever amount of money, right? I'm going to be looking to get certain number of players. They can even divulge that to him and say NDA, don't disclose, whatever. These are the players we're looking to buy. We're trying to buy the players from the toppest club because we have the money. We really want to get back into the toppest and topmost of the league. It's all about the project. When Robinho, and money, a little bit of money, of course, when Robinho left Real Madrid, he came to Man City. Man City were nothing.
They don't have Champions League football.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. So the point is, it's about the project you're selling. How good is your sweet mouth? How good is your negotiation skills? Are you selling the right thing to these players? Then they will come if they see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But if they see they are just waffling about and are not serious, they're not going to come. They'll be like, okay, I'm just going to end up like Aubameyang.
Mm.
Yeah, you're correct actually. So if we
know
can
what I
sell
mean?
the project, to be honest, because I think if we do that ruthless selling, we will make a lot of money in transfer
Mm.
fees this summer, right?
Mm.
And if we can actually sell this story and buy because I don't want us to buy average players. It's why I worry. I'm sorry, but I worry about so when we are linked to people like Bertrand or linked even Bissouma, because I'm like, as in we already have so many average players, guys. Let's buy top quality players, because what will happen is if these players come here and they don't play well again, we will keep going, oh, the squad is average, the squad is average.
Mm.
So let's change that narrative. Like, we're a big club, let's buy big time players.
And we started talking about mediocre player again.
And then all of a sudden you want to buy Bertrand. I'm like, are you guys
Mm.
joking with me? Is Southampton's second choice left back or something?
Left back,
What is
yeah.
wrong
Actually, it's the
here?
first choice, but it's Southampton.
It's Southampton. Let's move like a big club. Go somewhere
Luke
and
Shaw.
buy
Luke Shaw
a
was from
quality
Southampton.
player. I'm
Luke
sorry,
Shaw was
but
from
like,
Southampton. Luke Shaw was from Southampton. Mane was from Southampton.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
was it from Southampton?
but the guy is 30 years
yeah,
old.
Was
yeah,
Mane from
Mane is
Southampton or
yeah,
Stoke? I'm
he's
trying
from
to remember now.
Southampton.
Yeah, but the
He's
guy
from
is 30 years
Southampton.
old. The guy is 30
No, I'm
years
just
old.
saying. No,
So,
no. I'm saying that don't look at. Sometimes don't look at the club. Look at
yeah, you're correct.
look at
But he's 30
the
years
skill
old.
of
So
the
I can
player. That's what
understand
I'm saying.
Bissouma. Yeah, he's 30 years old. I can understand Bissouma, but I won't understand Bertrand. So, like, let's just buy the best
I get
players.
that.
I'm
I
sorry.
get that.
Like, let's move, man.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
We should go back to what Arsene Wenger. Any player that is in his 30s, we shouldn't be looking at those
Oh,
players.
man.
But then again, I think things are changing. This is the reason why we got rid of Vieira. Look at where we are today. I think the cost of Vieira is what is happening to us in this club. I'm serious.
I don't know why we got
Because
rid of
Vieira
Vieira
went
till
on to
today.
win.
Maybe we
Vieira
just
went on
needed
to
money.
win everything. It's Arsenal. It's Arsenal. This
It's
is the
like we
problem.
just needed money during that period.
Yeah,
When we
but
just needed
I think Arsene Wenger got rid of Vieira because he wants Fabregas to progress.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Fabregas
but this is
wasn't
the
bad,
thing. This is the thing. Fabregas was nowhere near. They're not even playing the same position. They were not playing the same position. One was a defensive midfielder that was a box to ball. Fabregas was a passer of the ball. They were two different players. Fabregas could never do what Vieira did. And let's be honest, that's part of the reasons why we didn't win any league. Fabregas wasn't going to do it. He was never going to do it. Fabregas is never going to give you that oomph. He's never going to carry a team on the scruff of the neck. All he did was give his passes, and that's it. The moment we lost Vieira, Abu Dhabi was supposed to come. Was injury prone.
A lot through passes. Right?
That's it. There was a time we were calling him Fabri pass in Nigeria. I don't know if you guys know. We're calling him Fabri pass.
True.
We're not calling him. All he does is pass. We need backbone. We lacked backbone, and we've till today. That's why I said now we are beginning to get a little bit of that spine in the defense, even if I thought we're not there yet. But since these invincible days, we've been too nice. We've been too nice. But listen, let's move on. Let's move on. Let me not run too much. Shaka, quickly. Who was rating Shaka? I think you gave him a what? What did you give him? Was it Bemiga?
Was it me?
You?
I don't. Who did we rate? Okay. Yeah, I rated Chambers because I remember talking about
No,
Chambers.
I rated Chambers.
Oh, you rated Chambers. Okay, so I rate Xhaka. Yeah, we've talked a lot about Xhaka. Steady performance today. You see that Pepe didn't give away the ball a lot today, and I think the introduction of Xhaka had a lot to do with that. It just gives a lot of structure. So to me, had a decent game. A lot of structure in the midfield. I would also give him a 7.
Okay, cool. Saka, this is for you.
He hasn't got a lot.
Right?
He didn't play long enough to get the rating. But I'll
just carry on with that. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, carry on with that.
As we know, on today's game, I think he came. Is the last guy that came on Birmingham, right?
No, Martinelli was the last guy that came on.
Martinelli
so
was the last guy. He was.
I think Saka was even the first guy that came off.
He's the first. He's the first guy that came on. So I'll I'm just I don't really see enough from him today to give him a high mark. I would, probably give him a kind of normal standard 5, because he only came on 70 odd minutes. He doesn't even play up to 20 minutes today. So I don't know how long he played. The normal standard 5 it would do for me. So yeah, and it's because it's Saka. That's or what do you think about him?
Yeah, I mean, because it's Saka, we'll always be looking at him to do something, to make an impact, because that's what we're used to with Bukayo. But you know, he didn't play, and I'm happy that he didn't play a lot today because I think the guy
Mm.
is tired, man. Like he's tired. You know,
He
just
needs
let
an
him
holiday.
rest.
Yeah.
Let him rest. This game
Yeah.
didn't mean much, you know. So let the guy
I
rest.
was
I'm
not. I
happy.
was not even. I was not even expecting him to play today. When I saw the team lineup, I saw him on the bench. I just said, maybe probably the manager was already started to say, okay, you just have the time off. But when I saw him came on, I was like, what is he doing? So because I think we're not, and we're 2-0 up when he asked him
You know, because I'm
to
like, you
come
don't
on.
need to
Yeah.
bring this guy on. At that point, bring in
Mm.
Martinelli. Let Martinelli have
Yeah,
time
let Martinelli have a.
to pad the stats, you know. But yeah,
Mm.
whatever, man.
Yeah, but it's all good. But no, I would
Eh,
normal standard 5 now. It
What?
was
What?
wait, did you just go to put that thing around your head, or has
no,
it
no,
been
no.
there the
It's
entire
been
time?
there. I
Oh,
think
Have you
you
okay.
been
need
blind?
it. You need it.
I literally just noticed it.
I think Birmingham need a
So
Specsavers.
you really need some Specsavers, man.
That's
Gunners
right.
that give 7/10. I think this 7/10. I don't think it's for Saka. I think it was giving
He's given it to
Shaka. I
player
think it was
before. Yeah,
Shaka.
yeah.
So Gunners that
I
big up
get.
to you, man. So why are you
I
giving
get
Saka?
standard 5.
To be honest, he didn't play much today, did
He
he?
didn't play much today. No.
All right, Rob Holding. Rob Holding. Um, this is for who? Birmingham,
It's
is
for
it?
baby, so give me, yeah, it's for me. Rob
Okay.
Holding, Rob Holdino. You know, to be honest, when you look at our defenders today, they defended quite well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously when we keep a clean sheet, you have to give them credit. You know, so and Rob Holding, he didn't look shaky. I know there was one time he gave the ball away so simple. I'm like, but when is she now? Towards the end of the game, you know, like you had all the space in the world, no pressure on you. You move the ball forward, and then you see now pass it to the opponent. Like, guy, what's wrong with you? You know. But all in all, that was just one moment of craziness, you know. But apart from that, he played well today. They won a lot of balls. They stopped the guys. So I think there was even one thing that I was a bit worried about. So a few times in that game, there was somebody would give a ball over the top, and their striker would just like they would beat our offside trap, and they will be on goal. And I'm wondering, Holding and Gabriel, what is going on here, guys? Because we couldn't do that to them for some reason, but they could do that to us. I know we're playing a high line, but it seemed like, guys, you're not doing this job well enough to make sure that you keep these guys offside. I don't know, maybe you're not concentrating or something, you know. But they need to figure that out between themselves, the centre back pairing. But outside of that, it was a good game, clean sheets. And yeah, credit to the defense for keeping that good defense. So 7 for me.
Okay, cool. So you give him a 7. All right. Gabriel today. He hit the bar
Gabriel,
today,
we
attacking
hit the
wise.
bar. Yeah,
Okay.
I would
What are you
I
gonna
would
rate
just
him?
pick the 7 because they all kept clean sheet anyway. So nothing much to say about him.
Okay. So you didn't feel he was troubled in any way? You didn't think he was shaky in any way today? It
No,
was
the
all right.
only one time I see him like when he was trying to kind of shield the ball on the far is it far left, and he just fell without nobody touching him. And the guy just run around there and pick up the ball, and I was like, "What's this guy doing?" And since then, it's never
He
been.
wasn't troubled in any sense today.
He wasn't
Okay.
in trouble since then.
All right then.
There was
Cool. Abdallah
one chance
Mona.
where I'm trying to remember who defended that ball, but I think it was Holding actually. There was one time when the guy was just on goal. It was almost 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Holding just ran with him, and the
He
guy
ran with
eventually
him,
fell down. I was like,
yeah,
last week it was Gabriel that did that.
yeah.
This week it was Holding. I'm like,
That's
okay.
Holding.
Abdallah gives 8. I think this was for the previous player Holding. So you say you're sticking to what for Gabriel? 7?
7, yeah.
Interesting.
But
Okay, Thomas Partey.
I
Birmingham.
think we should change Tierney to 7 as well. All our back four.
It's Birmingham that gave him a 6 for whatever reason. I don't know why he gave him a 6, but listen.
Okay, maybe we should change it to 7.
I don't know why
at
he
this
gave him a
point,
6, but
let's change it to
it's your
7.
choice.
But let me talk about Partey. I almost thought today was going to be the day for Partey, man, because
Me too.
normally Partey, his shots they go over the bar. Like that's what I'm used. And they don't. It's not just slightly over the bar; it's wildly over the bar.
Why way over? Yeah,
Right?
that's right. Yeah.
But
Shooting
today, I
practice.
remember 3 shots. Right, one that the keeper stopped. It was fully on target. The keeper stopped it.
Mhm.
Another one that went. It went to the side of the. It went to the side, and it wasn't far off from target. And the third one that hit the bar, and I'm like, wait, oh, he's graduating. You know, maybe the next one is going to really go. Right, at least I'm not seeing any.
I think he listened to what Tade said to go and meet Xhaka to get shooting practice.
Shaka and Elneny.
Xhaka and
no,
Elneny, let
yeah,
him teach you how to
yeah.
shoot, man. You know,
Yeah.
Because
so
it's been wayward, isn't it? It's been really, really
so
low of quality. It's almost like
wayward.
I'm like, dude, come on, man. Even if it's just even if it's the back pass, at least get it on target. Get it on target.
Get it on target,
Look
man.
at it.
What are you doing? You know?
Do you know what? Do you know what I saw today? What I saw today in this game. I think Basuma telling Arsenal, "Come and get me," because
I think I
it
I think I
doesn't.
agree
It
with you.
doesn't. You know, last season when we drew and he was laughing at us. This guy alone, he run the midfield. He show Arsenal midfield. This is how you stop. This is. But today, it was just. And when he's determined to win the ball, he's going to go on and win that ball. But
Like
he just
the Odegaard one, isn't it?
like yeah. And you remember, look at what he did to Odegaard. He just said, "Get off me! It's my ball." It
No,
was
hang on a minute. Wait.
No,
Are
he
you talking
lost
about
the
the same
ball.
one?
he
No, the
lost
one I
the
remember,
ball.
he lost the ball and he followed Odegaard till he caught it back.
Yeah, and he was like, "It's just to me." I was looking at him. I was just like, "This guy is telling Atata, you come and get me quick before another
He didn't
team
want to
comes."
mess up. He wanted to sell
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
So yes, right.
You know, I think we should even give Odegaard. I'm sorry, if you give Bissouma a player rating because he really sold himself today. I'm like, okay, I
I
see
think
what you're saying.
if we get that guy here, if Partey can actually push forward, only him can sit in front of back four and just do the job by himself. That guy
You
is
know. Yeah,
strong.
today I've always wondered because I always ask this question on Twitter a lot. Like, can you tell me that Bissouma is significantly better than Willock, Guendouzi, Torreira, El Neni, and all those options that we have outside of Xhaka and Partey? But today I'm like, you know what? I think I see why we want to buy
But he's
Bissouma.
defensively. What his defense is a defensive player. All he does is sit.
defensive midfield,
All these
sit,
other players you've called are not.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what Guendouzi's best role is, honestly, in my opinion. But I'm not even gonna get into Guendouzi. I'm not gonna get. But there's something that Fabricio. I don't know if you guys know. Obviously, everyone should know
Fabrizio
Fabricio,
Romano,
the
yeah.
journalist.
Yeah.
Fabrizio Romano. He's legit. Everyone believes because he doesn't just peddle rumors and just give out false information because he's got, I think, inside information almost everywhere. And even Sky Sport, they get to talk to him because they know this guy. He said, I don't know if you guys have seen it. He said Basuma is not on the top of the. He's part of the people that Arsenal are looking,
wants to sign,
but he's not on the top of the list right now.
Yeah,
so
and I agree because the truth is
bit.
the top of the list right now, right, in my opinion, should be a right back. That's the top of the list because we don't have a right back if Bellerin is leaving. So that for me is the utmost top of the list. If you sort that out,
Bellerin is staying, we don't have a right back.
You get. So for me, that's the top of the list. If you sort that out, the next priority for me is Tierney's replacement when he's not on the pitch. A substitute left back, right? Before you now talk about let's get a DM and a striker. So for me, I'm not surprised.
I think, funny enough, for me, if I'm the manager, for me, attacking midfield is gonna be my number one. Then that's my number one priority. The reason I say, and again, I still think we need a striker. You can say all you want that this season is not worked out for Aubameyang, but I think we still need a competitor. We need someone that is going to compete, someone really good. Now, the reason I say this is because our goal scoring this season has been the lowest in a long time. A very long time. And you can see we lack cutting edge going forward. And I still have my questions about Odegaard. Odegaard reminds me of Ozil. I keep saying this. He reminds me of Ozil in the sense that
to me.
He needs, he's I think I agree with you. Look, off the ball, he seems a liability for me. Off the ball. On the ball, he's good. The pass he gave to Pepe today, yes. And the one he gave in the previous match, Ozil-esque kind of pass. He has those moments where he gives, but when the going gets tough, and you need someone that can battle physically and everything, as well as still do the work. I don't really know. And he's not someone, he doesn't have the speed, he doesn't accelerate. All he wants is give me the ball and I give the pass. I get that.
Yeah.
But if you want that, you have to have a solid foundation. You need people that will do the fighting for him. And right now we don't. So so unless maybe they get that person that's going to sit behind him along with Partey or Shaka Weber that can, cover up for him every single time, maybe he loses the ball, whatever, then maybe that's fine. But I'm looking at Bundia and I still prefer Bundia. When Bundia played in the Premier League 2 seasons ago before they got relegated, he created the second or third highest number of chances. He's proven himself in the Premier League and he's gone to the Championship and he's done the same again. He's not new to Premier League.
For me,
And
I always say, like,
I feel exciting as well.
I feel bad now because I'm like, why didn't we? Because I wanted us to sign Buendia last transfer window. When I thought it would have been, because I thought it would have been cheaper then. I was like, why weren't we pushing to sign him then? Because then
we did.
Obviously, you had seen him in the Premier League. His stats in the Championship were just crazy. You were like, okay, this guy is the real deal. And I was thinking we would sign him then, but I mean, for whatever reason, we didn't. I personally don't think
Daniel Feck said no way, they were not going to sell him because if they had sold him, they wouldn't be qualifying so they were not even letting him go at all.
I think we should. I honestly don't want us. I don't want Odegaard back. I'm not like he's a terrible player, but for all the things that he has said, I think that if we can get, like we said, let's start building for the future. Enough of all these stopgaps, and these players that will just manage. Build for the future. Buendia, for me, solid choice. Let's get him. 100% on that table.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thomas Partey, who's rating him?
Yeah, so I was one that was rating Partey. So I think for me, Partey had a solid game today. If he had topped it over the goal, it would just be, icing on the cake. And similar to Xhaka, they both, gave a lot of stability in the midfield. He didn't make a lot of mistakes today, so 7 definitely for him.
Okay, cool. This guy still out is leaving.
He's leaving. He's leaving. Nothing to say about it.
All right. Odegaard. Mossy boy, quickly, Odegaard.
6.
You give him a 6. Give an assist today.
Yeah, that's just why I see him, assist today. So.
Don't feel he created chances today.
He just been bullied. He just the assist. He's been bullied.
I thought he had a good game though.
Well, yeah.
Funny enough, I thought when Saka came on, I thought it was going to be him coming off because I thought Smith Rowe was having a better game. But whatever, it worked out regardless. Yeah, and I mean, it was a threat. The truth is, you have to give credit to Brighton's way of defending because they defended pretty well, especially in the first half. So even though it was trying to find an opening, because that's the thing with like these players, when they get the ball, they're trying to find an opening, and it was quite difficult to find those openings today in today's game because we're playing a team who wanted to counter us so well. So for me, he did try to create some chances. It didn't quite work out. That one assist for me was a big deal because I want somebody, whoever is playing with Pepe next season, understand that thing about Pepe and give him the ball where he likes it. If we do that, he will get a lot more goals. And I thought he did that well today. So.
Okay. All right, Arteta, final person.
So that would be, I mean, I guess both of us should go on Arteta, but I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
For Mikel Arteta, today, again, solid win, picked the right team, made substitutions at good times, kept a clean sheet, won the game, 3 points. This is what we want from our team. A little too late though, doing it now when it pretty much means nothing. Next season, he's not leaving, as we all know, and that's okay, a lot of us want to see him leave, but it's okay that he's not leaving. We need to make sure that the lessons of this season, if we build on them and we don't repeat a lot of the mistakes we made this season. Let's trust the right players. Let's have the right structure, and if one plan is not working, let's change it in good time so that everything doesn't collapse. So for me, Mikel Arteta, I can't really criticize him much today. He showed a lot of passion. The ref had to go and tell him, guy, keep quiet, Dake, if not, I'm going to send you away. So for me, 7 I think is fine because at the end of the day it was a good game and we won.
Okay.
Yeah, I think still he kind of tried to stick to all the players that he think he will keep for next season. So I think kind of selecting around those players. I don't think any of the player that wants to leave was in the squad today. Yeah. So
I mean, maybe Leno. We've heard you might want to
yeah,
keep or
that's why
whatever.
maybe Leno. Every single player.
But Leno is going nowhere though. I mean, he's come out to say he's
I
not
don't
going
really
anywhere,
but
and
understand.
I don't think
yeah,
he is though. I don't really think he is.
but he will come out and say that. But don't be surprised if he leaves. That's the thing. But
I will be surprised he leaves though. I will be, to be
Funny
honest.
enough, I'll be surprised because I'm like, wait, who won't buy you? Where did you go?
yeah, but I still. Yeah, next season would be a big season for Mikel Arteta. If he's not doing well, then every single Arsenal player will be calling for his head. So, but today's game is good. Have his good selection today, so I will stick to 7 as well as Birmingham.
Okay, cool stuff. Okie dokie. And that is the
Mikel
end of the player
Arteta,
ratings,
I have
people.
to say this to Mikel Arteta. He should not shame us next season. I don't trust him. I personally have no trust in Arteta, but he's going to stay. He should not. See, the shame done too much. See, one guy on my WhatsApp today, one guy was insulting. He's a Chelsea fan and was insulting Chelsea players for their performances. And in his rant, he said, "If you people are not going to step up and play for the badge, then go and play for Arsenal." And I'm like, who is this guy talking to? Do you think Arsenal is the dumping ground for the players you don't like?
Obviously.
As in, this shame is too much, man. It has to stop.
Yeah, but the thing is, Chelsea are lucky today. They should have, if not because of
Honestly,
Leicester.
Leicester, I don't know what did
I'm
Leicester
telling
do
you,
there,
if not because of
guys.
Leicester, they should have been out. Because Aston Villa has done them the favor anyway. They beat Chelsea. All you just need to do is just go and do your own thing and beat Tottenham.
No, honestly, Leicester,
And yet
they really messed up
they
this
let Tottenham
weekend.
go above.
You let
Arsenal.
Tottenham go above us. You let Chelsea make the Champions League. Like, what is wrong with you, Leicester? What you should be doing is letting Chelsea finish 5th and then leaving Man City to do the job of beating Chelsea in the Champions League final. And let's shame on Chelsea, But like, he just robbed us of that opportunity today. I don't really know what happened to Leicester.
Is what it is. We just have to agree with it. Then we move. We move to the next season. See what
Arteta must not shame us next season. Finished 8th 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
finished 8th this season.
The reason why I'm going to add to that is there's no excuse. There's no Europa League. The only thing we're focusing on next season is just the Premier League, Carabao Cup, and FA Cup. Those are the three cups that we're chasing next season.
Domestic.
If you can't, and just the domestic we're in, at least
we should get to top 4.
At least we should be in the top 4 and win one of those cups.
At least,
if we don't,
for me,
at least
minimum.
that is it. If we don't, come on.
And honestly, if we don't even, maybe we get to a final of a cup and we play Man City or we play Liverpool and they beat us, it's okay still. But that top 4, bro, that top 4, non-negotiable next season, please.
Do you know what make us miss out in Europa League this season? Aston Villa doing double on us, Everton doing double on us, and Wolverhampton doing double on us. Those are the 3 games that makes us fall short this season.
I will add one more. Losing to Burnley, that goal that Aubameyang scored the own goal. Losing that game as well. Losing that game, drawing Fulham and drawing Leeds as well. Sorry, I've added those 2. But yeah, that must not happen next
season. On the rainy day, we might even win the quadruple.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying next season. I'm not saying Arteta should go and win the title. At least.
But guy, get me top 4. Because look, when you look at this season, if you look at these games that Mossy Boy mentioned, if we had not lost those games, see all these insults this season, it wouldn't have happened. Imagine if,
like I said, let's see what the
tools is go for next season
comes out. Let's see if we get it right. We need to get it definitely need to get it right.
One question I want to ask you guys now is, what do you think of Josh in the stands today? Is it about time, or is it too late, or
I mean, he's obviously doing what the fans obviously listen. Let's be very honest. As a human being, those things that the fans directed to him in the meeting he had with the fans, it's going to upset anybody. Because they told him straight to his face that, listen, I don't trust you. Imagine people telling you to your face that they don't trust you. Imagine someone telling you don't know anything about football. do you know how that's gonna make him feel as a human being? Looking at you right to your face is upsetting, and he's gonna be thinking to himself, "Wow, wow.
There's
You know
one
what?
man
I need
that
to
actually
change. I need to change. I need to change my ways. You know, and maybe that's the reason why he showed up.
there's one guy that says when he says, "Oh, I'm not asking you to trust us now because the trust has been broken." That man, there is another guy came in. He said, "We never trusted you, anyways."
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
You know, I was like, "Gee."
it was. I mean, I'm glad you read the transcript. It was tough.
It
So
was
you know
tough.
how to imagine how you're gonna feel if that was you. Like, wow, I've been
Wow.
living in a bubble.
Bubble,
Wow, guys, we need to step up. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just the reality.
And
Listen,
I
we need
really
to end
hope
the
that is
show.
his reaction. Yeah, please listen. I really hope that's his reaction because it is two reactions. He can either react like that or say, you know what, okay, I don't care, do whatever I want. I own the club regardless. But I really hope is now determined to make it up to the fans because at the end of the day, we don't like them today, but if things are corrected, people will like them again. That's just what it is.
And before we end the show, do you think that because obviously in every situation where we have a big competition coming, it's a marketplace for teams like the Euros that is coming on. A lot of people either usually do many of the businesses after. Because the truth about the matter is many of these players don't like the distractions during the competition. They're going to be playing for their country. Don't want that distraction. It's either it happens way before or it happens towards the late end. So in my opinion, I think we're still going to be seeing a lot of late businesses being done, except the ones that have started the conversations now. So it's expected. So people should put that at the back of their mind because there's going to be a lot of players. They don't want the distractions during the competition. They want to focus on the
Copa
Euros
America is on as well at the same time.
Exactly.
For me, honestly, if you ask me, I would do it before for two reasons. One is, I mean, while the Euros is a big display, I mean, a big display ground for it to spot talents, but I also think that it's a competition of 2 months. The league for me is a better way to judge a player's ability. If they've done it in a league over 38 games and they've been consistent, you have all you need to sign those players. I don't need to go and watch them in the Euro before I make the decision. Do you get? Because they might step up in the Euro because all of the passion and everything that comes with it, and that might not be how they will play in a league, So let's do it before. And also, your best players, if they now go to the Euros and they showcase mad talent and they're so good, then their value goes up again. It costs more money. If you want to do it, you order your players, do it now.
Yeah, like what Tade said, I agree with what you said, Birmingham. Like Buendia and Basuma, I would like to finish that deal before the Euro start next month.
Now.
Even now, I would like
so that
to do
Real
that.
Madrid will not now see Buendia and say, "Oh, that's the guy I want."
Because he's already been called up to the Argentinian. He had the Argentinian call up already. So listen, let's quickly end the show, people. We need to put a hard stop on that. Listen, guys, like I said, there's gonna be a show every Thursday. We've done the first episode. There's gonna be a second episode. It's called Last Giddy Effect. Take a look.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.
Yes, people, it's called Last Giddy Effect. It's just a bunch of Nigerian football lovers that love to banter about football. There's always going to be a debate. And it's always going to be in Nigerian lingo in most cases and a mixture of English and the pidgin English. So expect a lot of languages you don't understand on there. But listen, we're always going to be translating and keeping you guys engaged. So please make sure you tune in. It's always 8 p.m. every Thursday. Listen, people, we have come to the end of today's show. Thanks a lot for coming on, Biminga and Mossy Boy. And hopefully we'll be talking again during the week. Listen, guys, I might be coming up again with my Tuesday show. I'm not sure yet, but you get a notification from me if I'm going to be coming on that show. It's going to be my late night football show every Tuesday. Listen, people, I need to go. I'll be talking to you guys a little bit later. I don't know what happened to these guys, but they left. I don't know what happened to them. They left the show. But anyway, listen, people, it's your boy, the Blump, and lovers be lovers, let us be haters. I'll be talking to you guys a little bit later. Take care. Cheers. Bye.